The Crew 2 Honda DLC concept powered by none other than VTEC. Yes! Welcome back to the channel, fellas. Welcome back to the channel, fellas. So as you know, a couple of weeks ago, I put out a question asking for your feedback, asking for your thoughts and opinions, now that a lot of you have had the opportunity to play the Crew 2 by way of the closed beta. With over 500 responses to that question, the overwhelming majority managed to pluck out the elephant in the room, which struck an immediate chord. Yes, for a game that outdoes many of its rivals and offers so much in so many different areas, there is a distinct lack of Japanese and JDM based cars on the car list. We can't dodge around this, it's obvious, we can all see it. Now personally, I noticed this with immediate effect, but I didn't actually say anything on it, I didn't make any videos discussing it. I wanted to sit back and see what you guys, the community, would say, whether or not you would pick up on this as well. And as you can see from the comments on screen, you did. So much so that I was pretty much forced to make a video on it, discussing this gaping hole on the Crew 2's car list. Now in situations like this, I'd normally read through your comments, pick out all the cars you want, throw them together and call it a community car list. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something which I think is a little bit more meaningful and more feasible for the good folk over at Ivory Tower to consider implementing, and that is in the form of themed DLC packs. Themed DLC packs, which will obviously be free. So how exactly do these themes work? Well, each DLC pack that I'm going to suggest will be based around a different Japanese manufacturer, featuring 4 to 5 cars, not 45, 4 to 5, that I feel will be good additions to the Crew 2's car list for various different reasons. Now before we get into this, I just want to underline that these DLC packs are all concepts designed by yours truly. They are not official, they have not been announced by Ivory Tower. As you saw in the title and the description and the thumbnail, this is just a suggestion to try and make things better. So now we've got all that out of the way, let's kick things off with Honda.
Beats on the track.
Yes, so in order of appearance, kicking things off, we have the Integra DC2 variant, a car that you don't see making an appearance very often in open world arcade games. I'm very aware that it's over in the Forza Horizon series, as I've driven it on the channel once already, but you don't see it in other titles such as Need for Speed or The Crew for that matter. With its racy coupe looks and a bare cabin that puts the focus firmly on fun, the Integra Type R offers a thrillingly hardcore drive. The original's compact, lightweight body tipped the scales at a mere 1,060 kg, and with the minimal sound deadening and 197 bhp 1.8 litre VTEC engine, it sounded every inch the touring car racer too. It was also pretty quick with a 0 to 62 of 6.2 seconds. What I love most about the DC2 is its drivability, sharp, precise, responsive, focus, agile, all those words spring to mind when you get behind the wheel of this beautiful machine, and I would love to see it make an appearance in The Crew 2. Next up, we have the Honda NSX, the majestic NSX. Now here's the thing, the McLaren Senna is not the only car that bears relevance to the late great Formula 1 superstar. You see, the NSX was developed at a time when McLaren and Honda had a Formula 1 partnership, thus them leaning on the knowledge of Ayrton Senna to help them design this car, and what a car it is. The NSX debuted in 1990, but far from being a relic, it's still relevant today, as this is the car that set the template for the all-new hybrid NSX. As with the forthcoming model, the original mid-engine supercar came loaded with tech. It featured a high-revving, naturally aspirated 3-litre V6 with VTEC variable valve timing to add even more performance. Underpinning it was an aluminium structure and suspension that were incredibly light and strong. The OCD in me says if the accurate NSX is in The Crew 2, the original Honda NSX has to be there as well. We need that equilibrium. I don't even know if I used that word correctly, but it sounds like I used it correctly. We need equality. Next on the list, we have arguably the most intriguing and interesting car here, the Honda Accord Euro R. The 7th generation Honda Accord, codenamed CL7, was well received by the masses, largely due to its sleek design that offered an executive yet rugged look. Subsequently, the Euro R variant, the CL7R, was introduced in the mid-2000s. It was the Japanese automaker's answer to calls for a performance-orientated model in the Accord faction. Fettered with the same K2GA engine found in the Civic Type R, the CL7R churns out 220 brake horsepower, appealing not only to petrol heads but also to everyday discerning consumers looking for more driving engagement than what the base Accord offered. Out of all the Hondas on this list, this is the only one which is a pure-blooded, thoroughbred, racing-developed machine, as you saw by the screenshots. It has won tournaments all over Asia. If you go out onto any of the circuits in the Crew 2, this is the Honda you want to be driving. Now, I don't feel there are enough meaningful hatchbacks in the Crew 2, and that's why fourth on the list we have this classic, the Honda Civic EK9. Reflect on the specs for a moment. 185 horsepower from a 1.6cc engine, two very different cam profiles delivering low speed plus full on-track ready lunacy, and an output of nearly 116 horsepower per litre. No turbos or superchargers in sight. A proper limited slip diff make the EK9 Type R a real blast to drive on road and track. In fact, it feels very at home on a circuit, believe it or not, with a Banshee Motorsport soundtrack and brilliantly balanced handling. Now, excuse me, talking to you, I have a question for you. Are you on a no carbs diet? Yeah, cool. Well then back away, because this car is a racer's dream. Parts galore. Expect to spend as much time in your apartment modifying and customizing this thing as you are on the streets driving it. And last but not least, we have the marvelous, splendid, gorgeous and pretty Honda S2K or Honda S2000, tomato, whatever you prefer. I first fell in love with this car when watching Too Fast, Too Furious, watching, what was the girl's name? Was it Suki? Someone remind me, write her name down in the comments. But anyway, the pink S2K that you saw driving all over the city, looking splendid, looking marvelous. I feel it's really important that we have these types of cars in the game. When it comes to stylish two-seaters, we've got the BMW Z4 or Z4 if you're American. We've also got the Mazda MX-5, so it will be good to complete the set by including the S2K, as it falls right in line with that car type. Another car which has been doused in VTEC goodness, powerful, precise, lacking in top speed but has great acceleration. And there you have it, guys. That is my idea, my concept, my suggestions to help improve the lack of Japanese cars we've got in the Crew 2 by way of a Honda focused Japanese pack. I can do the same thing for Nissan or Nissan if you're American. I can do the same for Mitsubishi, but as I said, I want to keep these branded to manufacturer, as I think from a marketing standpoint it will be a lot more impactful when pushing these things out. Ivory Tower, I know you're watching this and you better take my ideas, because if you don't, I'm still gonna play your game because it's quite good. That's the problem. I'm still gonna keep playing your game. It's very good. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. What did you think about the way this was put together? Obviously, this is a little bit different to what I normally do. I try to be a little bit more creative with it. Put your thoughts down, put your suggestions, and obviously, I will see you when the next video comes out. Take it easy. Peace.